All right, I am Cliff, and this is Life with MS. And over here we have
Andrea. And this is also Life with MS, but he has MS.
I have MS.
And I have to live with him.
Yeah, she's kind of stuck with me. No, you're not stuck. I'm just saying. Okay,
Some might say.
Some might say sticky. Okay. All right, so today we got a lot to cover. This is kind of an exciting thing because I did something you don't know about yet. I do this a lot. I don't like to tell her all the ideas and stuff because she's an overthinker. So what I say is we're going to shoot an update on stuff and you're just going to respond. Okay. But you're going to love this because I did something kind of fun. But first, I just want to update everybody. If you didn't catch the series last week, it was all about me starting us, really. Me taking the pill, but us dealing with it. Starting on Mavenclad after having failed on Ocrevus, having failed on Kesimpta, which, I mean, technically they worked. They crushed my multiple sclerosis, but the side effects were just so nasty. I couldn't deal with them. So we decided as a neurology team and as a family that we were going to move on to Mavenclad. And that's what we did. So last week, I will link that below. We did 5 episodes, day by day, every single day. And then my last therapeutic dose was Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday. And I'm not going to lie. They were a little rough. Those 2 days were a little rough. Very reminiscent of what Ocrevus and Kesimpta felt like, but the difference is by like Monday, I was feeling pretty good again. And
that's yesterday. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And then with the Kesimpta and the Ocrevus, I would still be feeling like crap based on my experience. Again, I'm just a bald dude on YouTube with MS. And I don't, I'm not a healthcare provider. So this is just my experience, our experience. Now, what did you see last week? The evolution of last week, just real quickly.
I mean, I already put my comments in Friday's video, but I'd say this weekend, what is that symptom of MS? You've done a video on it of like emotional something or other.
Are you talking about pseudobulbar effect?
Yeah, okay, okay. If I was going to give you like one thing for this weekend, it would be the pseudobulbar effect, because I don't know, you seemed like very up and down, and like the way, and you've been like that when you were on Ocrevus and Kesimpta as well. Like it was very extreme emotions. Like I could tell you were very frustrated, but then you would be like laughing so hard about something that was kind of funny, but like not hilarious. And you'd be like cry laughing about it. And I'm like, oh, the same drug side effects where you get very emotional and it's just like a roller coaster of emotions.
Yeah, I was definitely feeling that. And what's interesting is, so on Sunday when it was really bad and we decided to go to the antique store or something.
Oh yeah, we just needed to get out.
It was really hot out. And we're like, what are we going to do that's indoors where we can walk around a lot? So we went to the antique place and we took our son Gavin. And, I realized that like I felt very DMT-y in the car. Like I was just not myself. It wasn't fatigue. I was just pissed at like being alive in that moment. For some reason, I'm like, I just don't feel right. Like I had no energy. I had no creativity. I don't know. It just felt too familiar. And I caught myself, I don't know if you saw this or not, but I caught myself when we were doing something and something got stupid. Oh, I didn't bring this up in the car because the kid was in the car, but there was a car in front of us and they had a bumper sticker on their rear window, and it was off center by like 2 inches. And we were at a stoplight and it was pissing me off. I'm like, I just wanted to get out and put that thing, move it over like 2 inches. And I'm just like, dude, why can't you see that? I'm sure you look at that every single day. Why does that not bug you? And then I'm like, okay, I'm being completely unreasonable right now. Feels very familiar.
Yeah.
So that was one thing. But I caught it now. Like I know that I have a propensity of being kind of unreasonable and stupid in those moments, sorry, your XLR cable is dragging on your knee and it's going to cause extra noise. And
Okay.
I mean, I get frustrated with bumper stickers being 2 inches off center,
Yeah.
extra noise in the audio. Oof. Ugh. And by the way, to the person that left a comment about that, thank you very much. We're doing a new audio setup so things are cleaner. It hasn't gone perfect yet, but I think we're getting there. So anyway,
Yeah.
so overall, I think it's been pretty good.
I think, yeah, it's interesting now that you've gone through this experience like so many times that now we can identify what's actually happening. Whereas before it was like, okay, you're like, you're going through a thing, but we didn't have a name for it, and which makes it frustrating.
Right.
I'm going to just say that it feels like, and I don't know because I don't feel your feelings, but it looks like, at least, it's like PMS. It's like how I get PMSing where I'm like, ah! And then I'm like, everything's fine. No, it's super fine. It's just funny and things and stuff. And then I sleep for a long time and then I, get through it. But
yeah. And you hold ice packs.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
She was cuddling with ice packs last night. She was like, oh, I'm so hot. I'm so miserable and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay. So maybe PMS is not actually, maybe it's an acronym for progressive multiple sclerosis.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. You like that?
Yeah.
Like that?
Great.
You see what I did there?
Yeah.
Anyway, so just quick disclaimer. And I know folks at home will not be able to enjoy this, but Andrew doesn't know this because she was talking when it happened just a second ago. But Sparks, our rescue mutt, just walked in. She's sitting beneath your chair.
No.
She's had horrible gas all morning. Not Andrea, but the dog. And she's going to stink the place up. So
gas masks.
Yeah, just get ready for that. Okay.
Oh gosh, she's right there.
Yeah, she already smells. Yeah. All right. But she's so cute. Okay. So all right. So today's episode was inspired by a comment we received on our channel from one of our subscribers here. And this goes to, forgive me for saying the name wrong, but these usernames are weird. Kim Basher, I think you commented on Thursday or Friday, and we were talking about feeling better when people say stupid stuff to you when you're feeling better and blah, blah, blah. And you said, you mentioned how people respond when you're having a good day. This is something I'm dreading. Yes, I'm looking forward to having good days once the heat has cooled down. But then comes the responses, especially since I don't have my diagnosis yet. How have you dealt with this? Thanks for your videos, and I enjoy hearing your wife's point of view in all the videos as well. 2 little pink hearts. Thank you, Kim.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
That's sweet.
That's a really good question. And so I did something this morning.
Well, can we dive into that topic a little bit more?
Yeah, let's do that.
Because it is such a snowflake disease where everybody has it a little bit differently. So if you know somebody like, oh, my aunt has MS and she's fine, and so they look at you and they compare you and, that sort of thing. And people don't know that they're saying something that's hurtful. Right. Usually they don't know. I mean, if they do, then they're total psychopaths. But usually they don't know, that they're saying something hurtful because they've never experienced an invisible illness. They've never experienced a chronic illness, likely, that is such a up and down disease. You don't fit into a special box where it's just like cookie cutter, it's this is how you are. This is how somebody else is. And it's just, people are trying to wrap their brains around it and they end up saying very insensitive things.
Yeah. And I think one of the things I think people suffer from when they're dealing with people like us with MS is they don't know how to help. And so they tend to say really stupid things because it's an awkward moment, right? How do you help somebody when you don't? I mean, it's the only way I can relate to that is when you are PMSing, there is nothing I can do to make you feel better. It's just something you have to go through. Now I can, of course, make dinner and I can keep the kid at distance a little while to where he's not jumping on top of you. Those are the things, but those are things learned over time. It's not something
Yeah.
I'm not going to walk up to some random person on the street and say, "Hey, it looks like you're PMSing today. Let me help you out." Like, yeah, I don't think that's going to end well. And it's kind of the same thing with MS. It's like if you walk up to somebody and they find out you have MS, they're like, okay, they want to help, but they don't know anything about the disease. And if they do, there's nothing they could do anyway.
Right.
So they usually say something what we perceive as totally stupid because we hear it all the time.
And they're trying to relate to you and trying to, I think, tell you that they are trying to relate to you in some way, shape, or form, right?
Correct. And so you want to know what I did?
Wait, hold on. You have like a very...
I'm so excited to show you
I
this.
know.
Go ahead.
Hold on. Okay, because like you have a very suspicious look on your face. And I feel like over the weekend you were kind of like on the anger mood thing. And see what happens with him after he goes through these like mood swings after a drug. He turns into like slapstick, crazy funny. And I'm seeing this look on his face where I'm like, we're in slapstick funny mode. Am I right?
Yeah, because I'm
snarky.
I had
snarky.
I had 2 days of not feeling great. Not horrible, but not feeling great. And now I'm up and I'm feeling better. And this is also why I received, if you've been watching my videos, you'll know this, but if you haven't, one of my initial diagnoses before I was diagnosed with MS, I was misdiagnosed with bipolar disorder because I was telling the psychiatrist, like, some days I feel great, some days I feel absolutely terrible. And they're like, well, you're just depressed one day and then you have energy the next day and you're manic. And it's like, no, one day I'm flared up and then one day I'm not.
Right. And you feel like your normal self. Yeah.
So my normal self, and we've talked about this in the past, is someone with quite a bit of energy, right? Like, so when I'm down, I'm way down. But when I'm up, I appear way up to most people.
Yeah.
Because I'm just always doing something. But that's just me. So where were we going with that? So
I was just saying, like, I'm anticipating what you're about to show me.
Yes.
I'm like, what kind of harebrained idea?
Okay, so how do we deal with this situation where people say stupid things to us, which they don't think is stupid, and it isn't stupid, but it's stupid to us because we hear it all the time. And that got me thinking, what are the top 10 most common gaslight phrases we hear as people with multiple sclerosis?
Right.
And if you're
wait, hold on. Also, you sourced that from your audience too, right?
Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I actually had AI go through Reddit and scrub Reddit in the MS forums and find all the common themes going back like 10 years of people complaining about being gaslit and the most common insensitive things they hear. So that what I found and what I discovered when I'm about to show you all is derived from my audience and from basically the web in general. And it's really good. So if you're newly diagnosed and you're unfamiliar with what we're talking about, you will go through a phase in your diagnosis throughout the rest of your life from this point forward where you will run into people that don't know what to say to you when they find out you have MS. Like we said, they don't know how to help you. But you will start to notice a pattern. People say this default to the same things every single time. Not every single time, but a lot of the times there are definitely common themes here. And so what I did is I went out and I pulled all that information and I wanted to know what are the top 10 most gaslight phrases we hear.
Okay.
And I came up with a really good list and I've got the list right here.
All right. That makes sense.
But I'm not going to show you.
What?
I'm not going to show you the list.
It's not about the list?
And it's not about the list because I did one better.
What are you talking about?
I created an app for someone that doesn't know what to say to someone with multiple sclerosis. So they might have this app on their phone, they might have this app on their laptop, but it's for that instance when they meet someone with a chronic illness like multiple sclerosis and they just don't know what to say. Do you want to look at the app?
I have so many feelings right now, but yes. Okay. Let's look at the app.
Okay. So I'm going to just say
Wait, hold on. How did you build an app?
I used AI.
Oh, okay.
It would take me forever to do this,
Yeah.
but the AI did it pretty quickly. But the idea here is it is a random gaslight phrase generator.
Wait,
Okay.
so it's not to help people with MS, it's to make them laugh?
No, it's to help other people that don't have MS just default to a common phrase we're used to hearing. So it's for us to laugh at, like you and I with MS to laugh at. But I'm going to make it look like it's altruistic and it's all about the person. We're helping the person that doesn't know how to talk to us. That's what we're going with here.
So it's making it easier for people to gaslight people with MS.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. That's very well said. Okay, so let's click over and look at the app here. You're going to love this. And okay, here we go. Okay, so we're over on the app here. Okay, so it is called the MS Gaslighting Phrase Generator. Press the button to reveal a common phrase used to gaslight the experience of someone with multiple sclerosis. And it says right below that, hang tight, you'll be an idiot in no time. Okay. Okay, so if you don't mind, hon, can you just go ahead and click on say something stupid now? That's the little button right there. Okay, can you know what? I'll do it for you.
Yeah, you do it for me.
Okay, here we go. Say something stupid now. What's it gonna be? You seemed fine the other day.
Oh
okay,
my gosh.
let's talk about you seemed fine the other day. Okay, so you seemed fine the other day.
Oh my gosh.
I hear that all the time.
It pisses me off so much.
Now, I have to say the people that don't say it are the people that are our neighbors. Most of them are healthcare providers. Most of them are familiar with my condition and me personally, so they just don't even say stuff like that. But to the people that we run into that are like, well, weren't you just riding your bike the other day? But now you're using your cane. Did you get hit by a car or something? And it's like, no, I have MS. Oh, yeah, my aunt has that, but she's fine.
The fine the other day thing is not only something that hurts to hear from somebody else, but it's something that it's hard to hear from yourself.
Yes.
Because it's one of those things where you can easily gaslight yourself and be like, well, I was fine the other day. Why am I in bed all day? Like, or like trying to like justify not having, a traditional job, that sort of thing. It's like, well, but I was fine the other day, why am I in bed all day today? Like I think that honestly, that might be the phrase that most people use on themselves.
I think when you're initially diagnosed, yes. Now it's taken me about 6 years to like really get okay with the idea that like, I'm just not fine today.
But also like not being resentful that you were fine the other day. Like, what the heck? Like I was fine the other day and now I'm crappy today. And it's just so confusing.
Yes. So it's the MS is also gaslighting us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So we're moving on to the second one here because remember, there's 10 of them. They're all very, very good.
Okay.
Okay. Here we go. So say something stupid now. Your tests are normal. There's nothing wrong with you.
Gosh.
Oh, good Lord.
This one hits so close to home. I mean, I don't know any person with a chronic condition that hasn't been told that.
Even you didn't have a chronic condition. You had cancer and they told you that.
Yeah. And like, but also, just I'm going into different conversations with different doctors recently just for maybe a chronic condition. And that's the exact thing that he is going to tell me tomorrow.
Oh, or she.
Or no, it's
going to
a
be
he.
he tomorrow, right?
Yeah, it's a he tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay, yes.
And I know because we've been going through a battery of tests and I know that's what he's going to say to me and I am going to lose it, but I'm not going to lose it because I know that this is not his fault. No. He is in one specialty, not in all the specialties. And it's time for me to continue this horrible journey to another specialty to see what's going on. So I think that the way that I think of this is your tests are normal from my specialty. there's nothing wrong with you from my specialty, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's what I didn't hear before.
Right.
So it's not what I want to hear, but it's not going to get in the way of me continuing to try and track down what's wrong.
Right. And the part of that one particular answer it's saying is the last part. There's nothing wrong with you. Well, just because your tests are normal from that specialty doesn't mean there's nothing wrong with you.
Right.
But we have heard many, many times there's nothing wrong with you. Both of us have heard that.
Mm-hmm.
But there was something very wrong with you, and there was something very wrong with me. So, this is more of what was interesting when I had the AI go when I had the AI go out and find these top 10, it mixed not only like social conversational responses, but it also pulled from medical, because medical just like saturated forums like Reddit, where people were like, oh, I went to go get my diagnosis and this is what I heard. And of course, everybody chimes in that has had multiple sclerosis on those forums, and they're like, oh my gosh, I had a dime every time I heard that. National debt gone, right? Like crazy. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. All right, here we go. Say something stupid now. Da, 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 da. Why are you focused on the negative? Oh, I love this one. Oh. I love this one. I love this one. Why are you so focused on the negative? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. I don't need to say this to the people watching this because, well, you have MS, so you know. But for the rest of the world, I'm going to say this on the off chance that they happen to see it. Imagine waking up knowing your day is just going to suck and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
It takes an extraordinary amount of effort to not be negative about that. It's not like everybody's like, well, I have a crappy job, so I have reason to be negative. No, you can leave a crappy job, right? You can't leave MS. You're stuck with it. You're sleeping with it. You're waking up with it, blah, blah, blah. So I think what we see, and this is certainly my situation, when I was initially diagnosed, I was very negative because there was no way out of this damn situation.
Yeah, when you're first diagnosed, I think that that's a natural place to be because the dog is whining and I am... First she comes in here.
It's okay. It's okay. She's just an innocent little puppy that whines all the time.
Anyway, I think that the whole being so negative thing, I mean, it's a natural thing. Like we were talking about the 5 stages, and it's like the anger, sort of simmering in the anger, especially earlier on in diagnosis when you think that you're fighting it for some reason.
Yeah.
And then that naturally makes you negative because you can't fight against something that is just going to be there forever.
Right. It's a huge waste of energy.
Yeah. And so like, that's just the negative energy that comes out. And I think that eventually people, come out of that stage in, their diagnosis and they start to like kind of move on with their emotions out of that negativity. There's so many other phrases wrapped around that. Stop being so negative, or why are you so focused on the negative comments? Like, you should smile more.
Oh, yes. I love that one. The recommendations. Yes. Yeah. Yes. That's a good one.
I think why are you focused on the negative shows you a lot more about the person that is saying that than it is about the person they're saying it to. And I mean, like a good response, I think I might say if I had MS is, well, show me the positive.
That's a good one.
Because like, if you can show me the positive, I'd be happy to follow that along there. But like negativity, it is a suck. Like it can suck the energy out of a room, but it's also a feeling that people need to feel in order to get through that. So you can't tell somebody to stop feeling their feelings.
No. Don't tell me how to feel.
Yeah.
Don't tell me what I can feel, or don't tell me how to feel. Don't tell me how to feel, I think is.
Yeah.
My therapist said that to me one time. I said, okay, don't get angry when I'm about to tell you this. He's like, don't tell me what to feel. And I'm like, okay, all right. That's a big no-no for a therapist. You're not supposed to tell them how to feel. I didn't know that. Okay, let's move on.
Oh my gosh, this is such a weird way to just like count off.
All right, MS Gaslighting Phrase Generator. Let's see what you have for us now.
It's a mouthful.
Say something stupid now. Beep, boop, 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 beep, boop, 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 boop. Oh, hell no.
Don't look so well.
But you look so well.
Every appointment you go to.
Oh my God.
I mean, yeah, you don't always look like a zombie, but you do sometimes. And you look, I mean, average American, you look like a very healthy American.
But you look fine. And I'm interested, it's interesting that it came up with the, but you look so well, because it's usually, but you look fine.
Right.
I don't know why.
But you look healthy, but you look well, but you look fine. Like those are all the iterations of it.
Yeah.
It's a confusing thing, right? Because it's what it's saying is I'm confused.
Yes.
And also underneath that, which they don't realize in their subconscious, is wait a second. If somebody can look healthy and be unhealthy, that means I could be unhealthy. And that sort of tests their mortality in a way that they don't want to be tested. Like nobody wants to test their mortality.
That's true.
They don't want to have to now go home and think, well, maybe I have MS. Like what? Maybe I'm not fine. That sort of thing. Anytime and I think that anytime you tell somebody about an issue that you are going through physically, it is a very natural response for somebody to be like thinking about, do I have that? Because we're always thinking about death and we're always thinking about chronic illness, that sort of thing. Subconsciously, it's always there.
That's a good point. That's a very good point.
Mm-hmm.
It is about the other person.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. Okay, we're going to move on here, because we got to get through a few of these. All right. MS Gaslighting Phrase Generator. Say something stupid now. Beep, boop, 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 beep, beep, boop, 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 beep, beep. Oh, maybe you just need to try a little harder. Oh, I love this one. I love this one. I do love this one. Let me tell you why I love this one. So I had a job, and I had to travel internationally, sometimes to the other side of the world.
Okay.
That was 12-hour time difference. That's just the time difference. That doesn't include the air travel and all that stuff.
This is before you were diagnosed.
This is before my diagnosis. And I remember the time zone stuff when, if you haven't seen what happened, just one second. If you haven't seen what happened with Christina Applegate recently, she had a major kidney infection thing. She was hospitalized for it, and it was after she got done with international travel. And she doesn't think there's any relationship there, but I can tell you, with my MS, international travel is very hard across multiple time zones. Like, it just really messes me up. I don't know if it's the everything, right? It's just the stress, it's the environment, blah, blah, blah. And so I, at one point, traveled to the other side of the world to do some stuff. And when we got back, I remember my boss saying, I remember being very, very, very sick. I thought I had the flu on the other side of the world, but it was actually MS. Looking back at all the symptoms I had, I was super sick, super fatigued, but I had like no other symptoms that would be flu-like. And I remember my boss saying, I said, that was a really hard trip for me. And some people just don't travel well, whether they have MS or not. It's just a known thing. And we had people on our team that didn't travel well and they didn't have MS, but I took their place not knowing I had MS. And I got back and I was the youngest person on the team. And I remember my boss saying, that trip was really, really hard on me. I mean, we went out to dinner with our clients and all that stuff. I couldn't eat. I spent my time in the bathroom. I remember him saying, maybe next time you just need to try a little harder.
Oh. Yeah, that's just like a stab in the heart.
Yeah. And now, and years later, when I found out I had MS, I called him and I said, you know that time we went to the other side of the planet and did our thing? And I was really, really sick. And he says, yeah. I said, I found out I had MS, which people with MS don't travel very well. And he said, bless his little soul. He said to me, oh, yeah, I have an aunt with MS, but she's fine.
He said that?
Yes.
I don't remember this.
Yes, it was awesome.
Man, it makes you want to slap somebody in the face.
It was beautiful. And that was just like, okay, that doesn't really rectify the situation, right? I was just explaining what my situation was, and that perhaps the idea of trying a little harder is not going to make any difference in the world.
Man.
But the best that person could come up with was like, my aunt has MS and she travels fine, so I should be good.
Right. Like, you're like everybody else. You're fine. Everything's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
denial. That's denial.
It is totally denial.
Yeah.
And I will gaslight you now at home. If you have not been gaslit today, I'm going to go ahead and do that for you. And if your MS has really given you a hard time today, I'm just going to ask you to try a little bit harder. Can you do that for us? Can you do that?
No, don't listen to him.
Ridiculous.
I think like people tell themselves that though too. I think that's another internal dialogue that people have with themselves. Like, if I only tried a little bit harder. But also, unfortunately, I think a lot of loved ones, especially like in close family circles, find it hard to accept the diagnosis as well. And like the dog. And that phrase comes out and it's just so hurtful. I just want you guys to know that if you end up muttering those words, if you happen to be watching this and you don't have multiple sclerosis or another chronic condition and you accidentally mutter any of these words, you can take them back.
Yeah.
Like, you could take them back. Like,
we've heard them before. We understand.
We've said them to each other.
Yeah. You could try a little bit harder.
I still have like issues with some of the things that you've said to me in the past.
My favorite one, and this is a little bit off topic. Well, it's on topic, but it's out there. My favorite one is when you had like your 9th or 10th surgery for your cancer, and you were, I mean, she was cut all over the place. She was barely held together by stitches. You looked like Frankenstein. It was crazy. And we had somebody come into the house, and Andrea's laid up on the couch, just gotten out of the hospital after like the 4th or 5th day. And she's got ice packs all over her, and she's pumped up on painkillers because she was just destroyed. And that person stood over the couch and said, I don't know how you can sit there and just lay around. I couldn't do that. She was so out of her mind because of all the stuff that she was on. Thank God, because I was thinking
I would have smacked her in the face.
It was awesome. I was just like, let me just pull this person aside and tell them that maybe they should not be here at this time. Ridiculous. Okay, let's move on. But okay, so the tip for the person that might hear this is like, just understand that maybe we need to communicate to that person that that's a really stupid thing to say to someone with MS.
Just roll your eyes out of your head and move on.
Or you just say, I'll do that. I'll try a little bit harder next time.
Bless your heart.
Bless your heart. We learned that one living in Texas. Bless your heart is basically short for go F yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. You seemed fine the other day. Did we already have this one? Okay. Yeah. You're just being dramatic. Oh, I love this one. Okay, now I have heard this one specifically from friends that I have that have had MS, that have ended up being divorced for one reason or another, but mainly because of the MS. And it's because I hear this one because they're being dramatic with their MS.
So, like, are you saying that it seems like it comes from a spouse's mouth normally?
Yes. It's somebody that's frustrated with the experience, and
it's all about MS, it's very dramatic, and they don't want to be around it anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, suck it up is basically what they're saying.
Yeah. Like, your MS isn't that bad. Come on. You're being dramatic.
Yeah.
Okay. So the best thing, what would you say to someone that said you're being dramatic?
Um,
Can I tell you what I would say?
yeah.
Because I have said it. I said, yeah, I'm being dramatic. Everything about this is dramatic.
Yeah.
Sorry, not sorry. Move on.
Yeah. Like, I think I would say, I don't know. I mean, I tend to want to come up with like a good one-liner, but like you're being dramatic. I mean, I got nothing
You
for
got
that.
nothing?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a hard one. And I think that in the moment too, when somebody's saying that to you, it's also really hard to respond back to it.
Without being pissed, yeah.
Yeah.
Because if you're being dramatic, you're already clearly uncomfortable. So to
Yeah.
tell somebody that they're being dramatic when they're being dramatic is not only insensitive, but it's just
Yeah.
asking for trouble.
I think I would say something snarky like, oh, okay, let me turn this into a rom-com, like let me just flip the rom-com switch or like, something like that, because like that's just how ridiculous it is. It's not a switch where it's like, okay, we're going from drama to comedy now, like
Right.
doesn't work that way.
You got it. Okay. Moving on.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Beep, boop, 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 beep, boop, 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 boop. You're testing. Okay.
We already
I
saw
saw that
that
one.
one.
Boop, 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 boop. You seem okay.
Have we gone through all of them?
I don't think so, but
Nope.
I think it's just picking the same one, so it's not truly that random. But I did write them down.
Okay.
Let's just talk about a couple more here. I know this one. I love this one. This one is under the categorization of trivializing, and it is, I know exactly how you feel. No, you don't. No, I know you know how I feel when I feel like crap because you probably have MS. But I'm pretty sure that most people that have told me they know exactly how I feel. Like, oh, I know what it's like to be that tired. Oh, that's my favorite. Is like, I'm tired too.
The tired one, like, oh yeah,
mhm.
like when I'm out too much and I overdid it, I'm really tired too, that sort of thing. The comparison. Okay, so I do think that they feel like you shared a thing with them, right? Like I shared this very vulnerable thing with you, that I struggle with this disease, and they want to have something in common with you. And maybe that's like the only thing that you have shared with them that's a vulnerable thing. And so they sort of glom onto it to try and find a connection point. I really do believe that 90% of the people that say that in response, like, don't know that that's what they're doing, but I really do think that they're trying to connect with you. And that seems like the appropriate connection point when it's just not.
Yeah.
When it's just like people just need to hear compassion, and then maybe you can connect over a different thing. Like, I really like Star Wars, like that sort of thing. And we can connect over that. We don't have to connect over this one aspect of your life that, definitely is a huge aspect of your life. But just because they don't understand it and don't feel it doesn't mean that they can't connect with you in other ways.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And on that note, I've learned that the only person I really tell how I'm really feeling that day is you.
Yeah.
Because if the neighbors see me out with the dogs and they say, well, how are you doing? I'll keep it very high level. Mm-hmm. And usually won't exactly tell the truth. I'll be like, oh, I'm doing fine, even if I feel like total crap. Now, a lot of our neighbors get it because some of them are elderly. They've got a lot of health issues. Mm-hmm. Those people I can actually really talk to because they've got spouses and they've got families and they go through what we go through. And I've always found with this MS disease is like, man, I really get along with older people.
Totally. They've lived long enough to really acquire the experience in these conditions and different ailments, and it's a weird dichotomy.
Yes, and they have a barometer of what not to ask and when to ask it or not to ask it. Like, they know that, like, they basically know if I'm lying.
Yeah.
There's one guy I know for sure is like, I'm not going to ask Cliff how he's feeling today, but I'll talk to him about other stuff.
Yeah.
Because he totally reads me and he's got a lot of health issues. So he gets it. Mm-hmm. So we're going to bust through these because this is getting to be a very long episode, but okay. We'll just do this last one because this one is awesome. It's under the categorizations of trivializing and blame shifting. And it is, have you tried supplements exercise, diet.
Losing 40 pounds, lowering your sodium, taking stem cells, making sure that your vitamins are perfect, you're eating enough vegetables, you're having enough protein, you're getting enough sunlight. Like, I'm not saying that all of those things are bad.
They're not. They're ideally, there's a lot of that. That's very good.
Yeah.
However, that's all stuff we think about all the time. And it's very complicated, very confusing. And there are some days, no matter what the hell you do, MS is going to do what MS is going to do. Most days.
There's two things that piss me off about that phrase, though. Like when somebody knows that you have a chronic illness and they have the gall.
This happens a lot.
They have the gall to suggest that you do a thing, or that somebody else that they know did this thing and they got better. It's like they're not even aware of how much research that you have done, that your doctors have done, the education, like all of those things. And to like make such a trivial suggestion, it's just like a slap in the face. Mm-hmm. Like, you think I haven't thought of all of these things? You think that if there wasn't a magic pill out there, I wouldn't take the magic pill? Like, don't tell me about some magic elixir that like I should definitely try, like sort of thing. It pisses me off so much. And because underneath that is a whole industry of people that are taking advantage of people who have chronic illness. And that is actually the tip of what pisses me off.
Mm-hmm. We're going to actually do an episode on that because I've been doing research on this one episode about, well, I'm going to say it. There's a strategy behind supplements, behind all kinds of other snake oil stuff. What I've discovered and uncovered has been mind-boggling, and we're going to do an episode on that soon. But I would say on average, at least once a week, depending on how many people I interact with, at least once a week, someone tries to sell me on the idea of some type of supplement.
Right.
Or some type of other snake oil, right? Like, but it almost always comes back to something they are directly profiting off of.
Yeah.
So that tells me that they are being successful in selling that crap to somebody else, which it may be helping somebody else. Mm-hmm. But let's be honest. Like,
there's a whole underbelly of that world that I think, it's a totally different episode because there's a whole underbelly of shady people making money off of vulnerable people. And I have a lot of words to say about that.
I know you do.
So many words to say about that.
I know you do.
Yeah.
We're going to get to that episode soon, but we want to make it really good. So we're really forming it up. But anyway, I think we should wrap this up because this is becoming a very long episode.
I'd like for people to comment if we missed any gaslighting phrases, because I would love to hear. Or maybe if you have like a good response to one of the ones that we talked about, because like I was saying earlier, I have no response to the dramatic one. I have no idea. Like in the moment, if somebody called me too dramatic, like what the heck do I say back to that? I'd love to know if there's some like good prompts that I could, like have on hand. So
that's good. Comment below if you have something. Also, I want to do this one. Give us your best gaslighting moment. Like, what was that experience that either was the funniest one you've ever had, where you just had to laugh at the ridiculousness of it, or the one that like just really pissed you off? If you want to talk about it, if you don't, I totally get it. But the ones I saw on Reddit and on Facebook were just like, there are thousands of these things. Mm-hmm. Some of the experiences are like, you can't make this stuff up. Mm-mm. It is crazy. It's just crazy. And it's usually done by the people that are closest to us, that know us best. And that's the thing that's like the strangest part.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, anyway. So like, subscribe and share if you don't mind, if you found this content helpful. We hope we didn't make this one too long, but we thought it's a big topic.
It is, and it's also kind of a funny, snarky way to approach a hard topic, I think.
Yeah. It's fun.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm Cliff.
I'm Andrea.
And this is Life with MS, and we will catch you on the next episode. We hope your day is going very well. Thank you very much, community. We love you guys. As always, you keep us going. Talk to you soon. Oh!